Well, the arraignment of the former Monroe City School Superintendent has been rescheduled. Good evening to you. I'm Jennifer Andrews. Mallory West tells us why.
The investigation began when the school board raised a complaint regarding funds sent to Vidrine. There has been a legal back and forth between the board and Vidrine. He claims they failed to uphold their contractual agreement in October of 2023. Vidrine claimed he asked the school board for funds for the Teachers Retirement System of Louisiana, which was sent by the board in 2021 and 2022. The countersuit claimed the funds are paid directly to Vidrine instead of TRSL. After the investigation, the affidavit shows Vidrine was arrested on 1 count of felony theft, 1 count of malfeasance in office, and 2 counts of filing or maintaining false public records. His arraignment regarding the charges was set for today at the Ouachita Parish Courthouse. When I reached out to the Attorney General's office, they stated the arraignment has been moved to October. The AG's office says was due to an influx of cases and not enough prosecutors to meet the demand. I also reached out to Vidrine's lawyer and have not received a response.